Hi guys, welcome once again to MVB Life Empowerment Sessions. We have brought the podcast to the YouTube platform, so those that do not have access on Apple or on Spotify can also view the things that we tend to discuss, little nuggets on how to become better. So today I have one of my favorite guests as usual, and I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
I am George. I'm the owner of this host.
Hey. Okay, as you all know, this is my husband, George Boateng. We are the Boatengs, and we want to just welcome you to our session together, and hopefully you're going to be blessed today. So I'm not going to take a lot of time. I'm just going to dive into the questions I have today for Mr. Boateng. He doesn't know the questions, so I'm just going to throw it to him. I think it's more fun that way and more realistic, so as to say. So, Mr. Boateng, can you tell the viewers and me how you deal and handle stress? How do you deal with stress?
So this is what I do. Whenever I am experiencing any stress, I take time, try to identify whatever that issue is, where the stress is coming from.
Okay.
Just I have to be able to identify what is causing me to stress. Then I will look for like the right way to deal with it. So I don't really have like a specific way of dealing with it, but I have to find out what is actually making me stress out. And then when I'm able to identify it, then I'll see what I have to do. Either I have to react to it right away, but I have to calm down, let things things try to arrange things. So personally, that is what I do. I have to know what is actually making me stressed out, and then from there I can work on that, like what needs to be done.
Oh, nice. So stress is a big factor in a lot of people's lives. Other people are stressed, they don't even know it. You just find yourself struggling, or you find yourself being very moody, irate sometimes, angry sometimes, and you can't even pinpoint what the problem is. So I do love the fact that you said that, you know what, you take time to address the situation by looking at what is causing you to be maybe in a foul mood, causing you to not be happy, or just causing you to be very, stressed out in general, basically. How do I handle stress? Well, I come from a faith based perspective, as usual. I always say that my number one go to place is God, because I have to ask Him to help me deal with myself first. So when I'm able to deal with myself, I can look at my situations, the situations around me, and look at it and say, okay, God, how do you want me to handle this? So for me personally, that is the number one factor. I use my faith to be able to answer to address issues first. So because I feel like if I don't talk to God first and I dive head in, I make a lot of mistakes, because then I'll just be moving by my own feelings. So I do need the counsel of God as number one. And then secondly, seek help. Sometimes you do need to talk to someone. In this case, Mr. Boateng is my listening ear. I will just rant and rant. Whether he's listening or not, it's okay. I listen, because the two shall become one, says God, right?
When someone likes to talk, you just listen. It's okay.
We are married, so you deal with it.
No comment.
At least I'm not going outside, Abby. Say no comment.
The best gossip partner. It's okay. So
Well, that's the benefit of having a friend and having someone around. I think it
definitely,
alleviates,
it helps a lot.
it
Yeah.
helps a lot, yeah. Because sometimes you just be keeping stuff inside, it just be eating you away. So it's good to have someone you can talk to. Even if they're not listening, at least you're dumping it on them. I feel better afterwards.
It's good to listen anyway. People can talk, so it's okay. You just have to just open up and just listen.
Okay. Good for you. So how do you deal with stress in relationships, or stress with people? And how do you tell your partner you're stressed out? Do you tell your partner you're stressed
I
out?
don't get stressed.
You don't get stressed?
I'm lying anyway.
Wow.
Everybody do stress.
I was about to say, now you be
Yeah.
just as brother. You Introduce me. Yeah,
Yeah.
share.
We all go through stress, like
Yeah.
it's part of life,
Uh-huh.
kinda. It's part of life
It is part
basically.
of life.
So
Whew.
we all stress, we all deal with it like
Uh-huh.
every day of our life. But like you said, the question like how do I handle stress? Um, I am really, really patient to the most extent. So I drag my feet a lot. So I normally get
Yeah.
stressed with so many things. Like I get things like last minute coming together, but they don't really like although they stress me out, but they encourage me, empower me to get things done. Although it's like a short time, but I'm able to just put that energy to accomplish things. But that is a sad part though, because I'm able to just clump everything together and just get it done. And I'm happy when I do that, but that is not a good thing. But the most thing that I actually do personally with, no matter the situation is, I am mostly calm through situations. So even when things are stressing me out, I just take my time to really deal with it so that I don't lose my mind. I need my sanity. So, like, no matter how serious it is, I'm going to attend to it urgently, but I make sure it don't have the major part of me, so that I don't it don't become the highest level that I live up to. So
Okay.
no matter how big the situation is, I try like
Your
and
best.
for religious basis, you pray through it and then you act on it. So as you are okay, what is the right channel to do practically, and then you work on it. Like, but the first thing is to know what
What's
is
causing?
actually causing the
What's the
stress.
trigger?
Yeah, what is it? Where is it coming
Yeah.
from? Yes, then you know like where it's coming
For
from,
what?
so you know how to deal with it. You know what I mean? You
Hey.
just have to know how to deal with it. If it's coming from Adam, then you know.
Now you guys know why I say I go to God before, right? Because people just be trying to try your patience. Ah, we're having a conversation and someone is pointing at me.
I'm explaining the question you asked. Can't I do that? People
I
need
am the source. God forbid.
people need examples, right? People need instances where stress comes. So I'm saying, like, when I'm
Okay.
at work and then the stress comes, when I'm in the house, it comes. When I'm going to work, when I'm going to church,
Yes.
it comes. But when I'm saying when it's from, like, you just have to know who to deal with. So I have to identify who is your problem.
So,
And yeah,
because of that, right? We're gonna get into an interesting question. The reason why Mr. Borsing is pointing at me. Hey, ladies out there, have you ever said this question to your husband, to your, your boyfriend, or to, someone you're close to? It could be your brother, it could be a sister, or guys. Have you ever said this to a female, a male, or anybody that is in your life? These words, are they three? Yes, there are three little words. I have to count my fingers to make sure I'm saying it right. These three little words, but they are so big. Can we talk? Or we need to talk? So when I say we need to talk, what happens to you?
nothing.
It's like you get into to fight or flight mode.
Like it's like boys conversation, like we talk about it like, oh, we need to talk, then you think that there is like an issue, but personally we need to talk. I mostly know what it's about. You did not pay the bill, something like that. You did not do this one, so we need to talk. It's not like something that comes out of
Very
the blue.
strange.
So it's like we need to talk. I know what we are going to talk about.
Right, right,
And
right.
then and for my friends,
Uh,
before my the bosses in the house say we need to talk,
uh-huh.
it's never about things they did wrong. It's always about the one thing that you forget to do. That is when we need to talk come through, which is unfair.
What? No,
This life no balance.
no, no, no. But like, it's a good thing. It says something you forgot to do. So obviously, yes, it is not our fault when we say we need to talk, because basically what we're saying is we need to get this situation addressed. We need to get answers to this thing so it doesn't get out of control, out of hand.
Yeah, that's fine. But
Right. But I
what?
think it's the way it comes out
Definitely, yes,
sometimes,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
That puts you guys like, man, I'm not going home today.
Because you
I'm
can
be
you
with my
can
boys
come and
forever.
stand at the front door and say we need to talk. Like, do I owe you?
No, but we
Like,
don't. Nah, but nah, we never put it across like that. I think it's
haven't
that.
you see
No,
these
I think.
instances and people talk about it from the social media, like on TV, social,
Yeah.
where like you see like we need to talk. Like, oh, is it that bad?
No, but I
Like,
feel like it's magnified because they are acting, you know. But in a real life, if you have someone you respect and you have a partner, they're not your enemy. You're not trying to fight them. You're not trying to destroy your home or your relationship. So you need to talk. Like when those three words come out, I feel like guys should have at the back of your mind, or ladies, to
so why
say
do ladies even
that
use it?
because we do need to talk. We need to talk means we need to talk. Like something needs to be done. Something needs to be fixed.
So let's say
Yeah.
if you ask me, can I have $1?
Uh-huh.
That means we need to talk too.
Right, but like, okay, let's say for example, if I need $100,
Uh huh.
right, to pay, let's say a bill that is $100, right, and then you give me $1, I still have $99 of problems, right? Knocking on my door. So because that $99 has to be addressed, even though you did your part, but you gave me $1, it's not solving the $99 that's left. So at that point, because they've hit on my back, I'm gonna put hit on your back. So we are both in the heat until we find a solution. So this is where I need to talk comes. I don't think like a female in their normal senses, right? Or a person in their normal senses is just going to attack you and say we need to talk. I feel like when it gets to that level, it's escalated to a point where even the person themselves, they can't contain it no more, because if they contain it, something can happen. So guys, we just want you to know that we just need to come to the same
But we
level
talk
of
every
understanding.
day. Like, it's not like
Yeah.
the whole point. Like, we need to talk.
Uh-huh.
It's like,
I think it's the three words that really scare you. So I think my brother-in-law, he's full of wisdom. He was like, maybe ladies should say, "Can we please talk?"
have a
So
conversation.
that please there can kind of softens the heart, I guess. So if you guys have a better way of saying it, or a better way of like approaching, that would be very helpful. Leave your comments below so we know like how best.
But that we need to talk should come out better, though. It's like we need to
Okay,
talk.
but how would you want it to come out better though? Because sometimes you can't sugarcoat some sentences. They are what they
I'm
are.
not saying you have to sugarcoat it or make it sound better,
Yeah.
but it's like
Lovingly.
chaos and misunderstanding come out of these things.
That's true.
You know, because it's
Yeah.
like as soon as I hear we need to talk, it's like
Your heart is beating.
my heart is not beating because I didn't go commit any crime, so I'm fine. But it's like,
So then what's the problem?
well, like I'm just saying this. Like me personally, like I said earlier, we need to talk whenever you bring something like that up. I know basically what we are going to talk about.
Right.
It's
Right.
not something out of the blue. It's like
Right.
it's something that is like I'm my me taking my time to make a decision
And
is dragging.
you already said it. You have a problem with that department.
Yeah, so it's like it's
Uh-huh.
dragging. So when he said we need to talk, it's like okay, I know. I didn't make the payment. I was dragging. Like so, I know that. But it's not like something like major that is going to break a bank or something that is so serious.
Right, right,
So
right.
when like we need to talk about, I'm just talking like
In
friends
general,
friends
yeah.
meet, and then it's like oh today I went home and madam said we need to talk. I don't
You're
even
not
know
even.
what we are going to talk about.
Right, right,
That environment is what I'm talking about because it's
right.
like when your significant other, your wife or like says,
Yeah.
"Oh, we need to talk," and you don't know what you are
What
going
the?
to talk
Yeah.
about, or you did something wrong, then that is where the panic comes in.
Right.
But if you didn't do anything
Yeah.
wrong
Then you're
and
fine. Yeah.
like I said, for me to hear we need to talk is basically because I'm dragging myself to do what I said I would do and then I didn't do it on the time is approaching. Like that
Right.
is when we need. So when it comes like, Ah, we are again. We are there again.
Light bulb moment.
Yeah, we are almost there. It's clicking, clicking, clicking. Traffic light, traffic light.
Right.
Red, 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 red. Then like we get stuff. But
Yeah.
basically that's it.
But then again, like I love the statement that you said, like you yourself, you didn't fulfill your part of the contract, right? You didn't do your part. You drag your feet on something. So one thing that I think with relationships that we should all be mindful of is that if I drag my feet on something, right, that I know it's going to affect you, then at the end of the day, I'm also kind of in the wrong. If you do the same thing, if you drag your feet and then the thing you're dragging your feet on is affecting me as
Can
well,
I ask a question?
then it's going to create, some kind of commotion.
Have you ever said we need to talk about something that you never finish?
Well, because I always finish most
Yeah,
of my
right.
stuff.
Come for yourself for this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I mean, not 100% every time, but most of the time, right? I will finish it. But if I don't finish it, I'm still in the time frame, I'm still in the timeline. It's like if you have a 30 days to do something, I still have a few days left. But when I say we need to talk, it means you have passed a due date, the agreed time. Guys, ladies, do you ever go through this? Anyway, it happens everywhere, not only in relationships. It could be.
How often does guys say we
ministry.
need to talk?
Because you people want to run away from trouble.
We don't run away from trouble. We just
From
want
things.
peace.
Well, we want peace too, but like problems and issues, right? They're not going to solve themselves.
I'm not saying they will solve themselves. But on average,
On
like
average, yeah.
in a relationship, the number of times that a woman or a lady will say we need to talk, it's like 99.9%.
That's
And
fine.
that is
as long as we get answers.
that is only when like a guy can make everything on point, everything right. That one thing that you like,
Right.
oh, 1 minute I forgot it. That is the way that we need to talk comes. And
Not necessary.
meanwhile, the one who is always calling for we need to talk,
Uh-huh.
it can be either way, right? The one who is
Right.
always calling for, let me put it this way, in relationship, the person that always call for we need to talk, they are the very own people that didn't take care of their task. Because the one thing that the other person who is always doing they don't do, then it be like,
What?
woo, judgment day.
What a shock. But people of God, oh, people of the life of the law of the land, our people. I guess basically what we're trying to say is, okay, if you see that your partner is slacking in one area, right? Unless you tell them, they will think it's okay and
That's true.
continue.
That's true.
Right? So let's say, for example, you see certain aspects of me, they are ringing like bells in your head, like, man, why isn't this girl taking care of this, right? But you don't say it. I don't be Medusa. Like, I don't have 50,000 head. I'm not a prophetess. I can't tell what's going through your head. So that's why communication and language is important. You tell me so that I can work on it. Me,
But I don't say
because
we.
I can't read your
I don't.
brain,
I don't.
will
I
tell
don't
you.
say we need to talk. All I will be like, oh, did you do this? I don't care. We need to talk. It's like,
But
did
how
you do
many
this?
times, people of God, from today onwards, we should keep a timetable, a schedule, because mine always has check marks, I think. Right, Jesus? If Jesus is to come down, we'll see who's wrong. It's like in class, your teacher in grade school, they used to give you points for every task that you
Please
do.
help me out. In relationship, the one that always miss things, they are the ones that call for we need to talk. If I'm wrong, please let me know in the comment section. The people that don't always do their stuff, they are the ones that always call for we need to talk.
If I don't do my stuff, why would I call someone to do their stuff?
Because that one
The
thing that
equation
was
don't
done
balance.
is like, yeah.
The equation doesn't balance. So I have to do my part. Basically, the gist of this whole thing is I have to do my part, right?
Yeah.
And you have to do your
Definitely.
part, right? And what I like, one important thing is that your partner is not God. Your partner is not Jesus. They cannot read what is going through your mind. They can have an idea of certain things,
Definitely,
right?
yeah.
But they cannot really know what's in your mind unless you tell them. right? Because we could be here smiling at each other. In your head, you are like pounding, pounding me with, I don't know, with a sledgehammer that you've concocted in your brain. I wouldn't know. But what I'm saying is, like, if you tell me, right, ladies out there, please tell in a kind manner, though, not in a disrespectful way. Guys, also tell your spouse, because at the end of the day, you're better as one.
Definitely, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, there's a saying, a house divided can what? Can never
Understand.
stand. So I think it boils down to communicating. Mr. Boateng,
That
what you
like I always say,
properly.
thank you. Communicating is not we need to
Properly.
talk.
Properly. Well, I mean, there are different ways of saying it,
But
right?
what I'm trying to say
And
is like
doing
we need
it.
to talk. It's not communicating. It's like
Well, we need to talk. It's like the header, you know.
all right.
So we need to talk is like the sledgehammer. You kind of get what I mean? It's like when you're writing an essay in school, right? You have to put the title. You gotta put the header. The header introduces.
So when I come to you and
Uh-huh.
say, "Oh, Mo, did you make payment for this one?"
Uh-huh. I'll say yes or no.
That is communication. That is we need to talk to.
No, no, but why are you gonna ask me the question that I know the answer to?
That
You
is
know you didn't
communication.
do it. You know you
That is
didn't.
I didn't say we need to talk, but at least we did talk
But
about the
why are you
issue.
afraid of the three words we need to talk?
I'm not afraid, but it's just it's
It,
something else.
it's strong.
It's like
It's like an arrow, a shooting gun.
from where?
I don't know,
Okay.
because this one, the moment ladies say it or someone say it, oh, it's like the other person who was to hear it is like, oh my God, what did I do? You know. But then anyway, at the end of the day, okay, let's try to find better words instead of we need to talk or
Definitely, yes.
can we please talk? Maybe that might be better. If anyone has better ways of approaching their partner regarding grave conversations and situations, please put it. And that would be also an awesome and amazing contribution. Thank you once again for tuning in with us. It was a pleasure serving you and just gisting with you right here on this show. So,
Please like and subscribe. So much more to come.